Hello and welcome to the Bigboomriver channel. Today I'm going to show you the results of the week, and after that I will play a little bit live and show you the highlights of the week. Like some of you were wishing for, they want to see the graph including showdown and non-showdown winnings. Trying to play like 1k, sometimes 2k hands a day on this Russian cash stakes, like to not get rusty. And here we see that my graph is clearly driven by the blue line. For red line, it's still pretty small sample, but expect that it's going to be around even, or at least pretty consistent. Win rate is still pretty nice, running about 9 big blinds per 100, 4 buy-ins around under EV, so yeah. I guess it's going to be on the long run about 10 big blinds per 100, which is very solid win rate here. And now I'm going to play live for like 15-20 minutes and explain you how Jurojin works and how that is going to push also your win rate. Quick summary for the guys that haven't watched my last play and explain video. Jurojin is new partner of the channel, and with my affiliate link you support the channel quite a bit. Jurojin is a table manager, very nice if you play more than one software and or multi-table, so it's going to give you a pretty nice organization. Jurojin also supports many different sites, and the most important thing in my opinion is that it gives you like hotkeys and a very nice overlay that looks around like this. I will show you after that in detail how it works. So it gives you like an RNG, several options, but most important, many more betting options. You can get like on different site, different potential features like pot odds. I'm not really using it, but for some people it could be nice. And I would say the easiest is, let's get into the action and I show you the most important features like the hand history or the timing. So having here 2 tables of Zoom Poker 50NL, and I show you what I mean. So here you see the overlay. I designed it myself. You can adjust it like to your stake or whatever fits your style the best. Here we have like different sizings, which is very nice, especially post flop, when you have the option between also like implementing like some 10% betting or whatever. And of course it looks maybe a little bit ugly that you have like this overlay and like in combination with the HUD. So here on PokerStars I'm using the Poker Tracker 4 HUD, so quite a bit of numbers, and I'm sure it looks confusing in the beginning, but if you get used to it, like every number has its sense and it's going to push your win rate. So I can just highly recommend to check it out, give it a try, and of course support the channel. So what's going on here? Here we get a pretty fast small size 3-bet, but definitely going to cold 4-bet here. I think that sizing and position is alright. And what information does Jurojin give us? So here we see like the timing of the 3-bet. Saw that his timing was pretty fast, which is an indicator of strength, but still jacks is too strong, like not to 4-bet here blind versus blind, especially against like fishy looking guy. He starts betting here to 2 players. I guess we need to peel 1. And hope to check it down. That's unlucky, but also pretty ambitious play by him. Game's actually very good on stars, can highly recommend. And let's see like if I can show you more about Jurojin. Like this overlays for the seats looks pretty stupid when we play 2 tables, but I can tell you, especially on stars, when the tables are not always full, sometimes you play like 3-4-handed and the positions are a little bit weird, and you multi-table, it's very, very nice to see like immediately which position you are, and yeah, to take full advantage. So also nice is RNG. Here it's a little bit hidden, but sometimes when you have close spots or spots where you want to take care of your frequencies, it is going to help you quite a bit to have the RNG directly on the table, no extra software needed. And yeah, another very nice feature that Jurojin brings you, like of course not that important when you 2-table, but when you play like 6 or 8 or 9 tables, whatever, is that Jurojin always shows you which sizings your opponent used in the previous street, including the timing. So let's try if we can see that in a practical example. So here you see the time when he was folding. Here you open raise very fast. Let's call. Guess here on the spot we can fold, but it shows you, yeah, he uses about 50% sizing, and in a very like in very fast speed, so that tells you like he didn't really had a decision. It's probably range betting, and yeah, it's no fancy play. And I think with the jack on this river, we have a pretty nice candidate to overbet. Very nice. And I think with the straight blocker flush draw, I think we can continue barreling. Don't think on the straight connect we should overbet here a lot with middling strong hands like this. So I think the 75% sizing on the turn is pretty good. Here actually you see like that he took the passive line. You see our sizings, and I guess there's no worse hand that's going to call us, so we are checking back. Interesting board. We got lucky there, but yeah, don't mind his slow play there, because I will definitely have my bluffs. Against 2 nits, I'm going to use my big sizing, try to win maximum here against aces, kings or queens. Both players call, would expect at least him to stab with his 10 and quite high frequency. So I think we go for a block bet here. I think there's still value to be gained against against an overpair. What is this? Pocket jacks. What the fuck? Yeah. That plan worked out pretty well, where we knew he probably doesn't have a 10. Or that he hits at the jacks is like obviously like completely insane. Going to check like this. Donk bet doesn't really exist, so we call. And against the step here, I'm going to check raise. And I think after he was stabbing 100%, we check back. Maybe have some showdown value. Don't think he's going to fold an ace. Looks a bit like flush draw. So maybe our queen is good. Let's go. 10-5 is like, of course, like insane. Yeah, here you see like the cold forward, quite slow sizing, would say, or more like more normal sizing. Obviously, we don't do something with our hand, but it can give us very important hints if we have a close spot. So yeah, he also called in this like pretty normal time, so like not much to be gained from that. And we are just going to triple. Don't think I want to overbet here. Could definitely, but I think I would set the cut here at something like ace jack. He can definitely flat ace jack himself. Queen is a pretty bad card because like queen jack is one of his most likely continues. Could have definitely something like 10-8. So I think now getting value is pretty thin. So I think going to check down against jack 10. King jack, that's alright. So I hope you've seen like what Jurojin is, how it's possibly or how it's possible to use, and yeah, that it's a very nice tool to have. Now I am going to show you some highlight hands of the week, and yeah, try to check out software, use my affiliate link, and support the channel. In this example, I am going to show you how to exploit the fast play tendency in the pool. We are opening and playing against the aggressive looking guy in the big blind. Flop comes queen jack for monotone, and we range bet like with 25%. I think that's very nice because it gives us a ton of information. The pool has a strong fast play tendency, so they are going to check raise their flushes most of the time, and they are leaking bluffs quite a bit, so they should check raise on this board quite some open-enders, but monotone boards are maybe the most underbluffed boards around, so we exploit that by range betting, getting a call, and real magic starts happening on the turn, because by block betting again we exploit the fast play tendency again, so we expect against second block to check raise him with flushes basically 100% of the time. So if he's not going to check raise, we can basically exclude flushes from his range completely. Also, he's not going to find enough bluffs on this card, which allows us with the sizing to prepare and river overbet because this range is so capped. This line is really printing on low stakes because people are not protecting their check calling range, so we can run them over with massive river bluffs and print money with that. Try that out. Here we get, of course, the fast fold and exploit the fast play tendency in this pool. Little funny hand here. Let me know if you would have gotten more value than me. 3-bet against the nit. He calls. Pretty solid flop, I guess, for my hand. So we see bet small. Getting the call. Turn brings us quite a bit of safety. Turning the royal. And how do we get value now? So I'm not sure. I thought, let's bet small. He continues. River pretty bricky. Was hoping on the turn that he has some kind of pair and that the board pairs. But not this time. So I guess we need to hope that he has somehow a flush. Even if we are blocking that a little bit. So we bet small again. And getting this call. Very interesting hand, bro. Never fold a flush draw. See you in the next one. little example how to perform out of position against aggressive whales. Whale opens the button and we 3-bet ace king off, and we get the beautiful ace queen 8 board. On this guy we have to note that he is very aggressive and he overbluffs massively against checking ranges. So we decide to check our range on this board and get the big step. Against that we have an easy call. Turn goes check check, and now we need to think about how we get the maximum amount of money. He's super capped. The only hand he could have that beats us maybe is something like king jack, pocket tens, or ace 10, but in the range or in his calling range is so much crap that I think the best play is inducing a bluff. And we take for that our favorite line, blocking 10%, getting the fast jam and collecting the money. Very, very easy. Here we are playing 100 NL zoom, open raising king 8 against the reg. Flop comes 7-6 deuce. I think I don't want to do too much c-betting here. Board pretty neutral, hits him also pretty well. And against the back checking range, I think we can delay c-bet small. He calls, and now things are getting interesting here on the river. So we improve, and his range after I delayed c-bet small on the turn is insanely wide. He has like a bunch of ace highs, gut shots, potential open enders, and lots of busted stuff. And I guess we can also here maximize our value by blocking one big blind. And yeah, we see this line is just the nuts when you play blind versus blind against aggressive regs, because this guy here raises with ace 10, which shows me that he is completely out of frequencies. His hand has some showdown value, is in my opinion a clear call, and he has way too many bluffs if he turns even this hand into a bluff. Next hand, 50 NL zoom. We're a little bit deeper, open raising, getting a 3-bet by Greek reg, empty pockets from the small blind. Against this we have nothing but a call. And facing an alright flop. And in scenarios like this, it's very important that you take care of getting all the money in the middle until the river. In my opinion, that deep, like everything like trapping is super overrated, and people overdo that quite a bit. So don't be like this. If you have a good hand, put pressure on him, try to get the money in. And the only way to do this is use big sizings. Don't use your standard 100 BB play and stabbing the spot like 33% or 50%. Will be very tough, and pool overfolds quite a bit to turn and river overbets. So try to stay linear and try to get the money in smooth and directly. Here we get the call. Turn is perfect, brings even a second flush draw. So will make call even some more flush draws. So he checks. Our play here is to go big. Try to prepare already here a river shove. He calls. River is an ace. Little bit scary on the first view because his main trapping hand here should be definitely pocket aces. Very nice call down, especially when you're holding the ace of clubs and ace of diamonds and the river unblocks that. But we also need to think about the rest of his range. He can easy check call hands like ace 10, pocket jacks, pocket queens, pocket kings, ace king, ace queen, ace jack with clubs, ace king, ace queen, ace jack in diamonds and whatever. So we have the clearest value jam of all times. Do that and getting the snap call surprisingly. Thought running into aces, but no, it's a good old king 9 and hearts. How do I like this hand? I think as played, it has a nice blocker. Against pool it's definitely losing. Against me, I could see myself finding enough bluffs on this board, so that it's probably an indifferent bluff catch. I still would not recommend 3-betting hands like this that deep, because it's even 100 big blinds already a fold. And yeah, you will bring yourself in many dicey spots. So just fold pre-flop and avoid the situation. Similar concept here. Opening the small blind, big blind calls, facing the 7-7 deuce board. Definitely could go here for a range bet with a small sizing. I prefer having also some checks in my range. Opponent steps small. We decide here to continue. That's not going to be the key of the hand. Not sure if this is already a little questionable, but yeah, not going to fold against the 25%. Turn rings a 10, don't have any leads on this card. Checking, and now interesting what's going on here on the river 5. We have several options. We could check to let him bluff, value bet, I don't know, somehow middling to big, to get value from maybe a 5, pocket 3s, pocket 4s. Could have maybe something like 6s. The problem is his range here is, in my opinion, so capped when he checks back the turn that it's very weak and very easy or very likely that it's going to overfold against my bigger sizings. So how do we maximize value? Same concept like last hand. We are betting one big blind, and against this, population is going to bluff massively. Facing the raise, having out against this, an easy call, and getting absolute maximum value against 6-3. Interesting blind versus blind spot here. Open raising the small blind, big blind calls, flop comes jack jack 7. I highly recommend to use small range bets here, because population is not even finding close to enough raises against this, which is very necessary on a texture like this. So we do, getting the call and facing the deuce turn. On this card, I think our hand is a pure check. Betting here would be a polarization mistake, and he checks back pretty fast, so we can discount every jack from his range, pocket deuces and pocket 7s. So his range here really often is medium strong, ace high heavy, and probably all the gut shots in between. So something like 10-9, 9-8, 10-8, whatever. Or potential just random floats. It's blind versus blind, so ranges are very wide. River brings a 5, and now we need to think how we can maximize our value here. I think we have a very thin value bet if we bet big, because his main calling range here is going to be 7x. So the strategy I like to take here is to minimize losses against the potential 7 and induce bluffs. So how we do that? We just bet one big blind. Most players will not find the necessary raises for value of 7x. So we minimize our loss against that. And what happens in very high frequency against the more aggressive players in the pool is that we get a raise. This time even very fast. So I give 6s against this. We have an easy call because its value range is very small. It's maybe pocket 5s. Very rarely a 7. And I would say basically never pocket deuces or a jack. And his potential bluffing range here is insanely big. So 6s, very easy call. So we do, and getting the very fancy bluff here by queen 4 suited.